Welcome back to A Plague Tale, and now we're doing chapter 16. Oh, no, sorry, 15. Sorry, 15. Remembrance.
Final Fantasy 15 Remembrance.
Sure, why not? Alright, so back to the chateau. So yeah, apparently Amicia herself also had a... yeah.
Amicia, she's awake.
Needless to say, everything's not awesome.
Yeah, we're in our darkest hour moment.
You disappeared for 3 days, Amicia. You almost died. We were so worried. Hugo,
Not here.
leave me alone.
Okay then.
The only way things could get worse is if suddenly the Inquisition comes barging on our front door. Snap! 1 month later.
1 month later.
Come on, stop dreaming. The others must be up.
Wow, they really left her alone for a whole month.
Well, remember, Dwibs, we know where Hugo is, but they don't know. That's the thing.
So, shoot, what has she even done? Did she give up hope, or...?
Well, what else can she do but just stay here and hope that Hugo will show up? Or maybe they've been... you can also maybe infer that maybe they've occasionally looked for him near here, but they didn't find anything. It's not like they know where to look, like I said, so...
He's working in the yard. Is the lock still frozen?
Yes. It's a tough winter this year. Anyway.
Do you not have anything hot you can
Feeling
pour
better?
on it?
A little.
Did you dream of him again?
Yes.
I'm going to prepare a special brew of St. John's wort for you.
Well, that's all right, Lucas. I don't need it. I miss him, that's all. I have to accept that he won't be coming back.
Amicia.
Well, damn.
I'm going to...
So yeah, Misha's been having even more nightmares. So...
Please do not go insane on us all.
Appears on it, but it's way too cold for that.
Okay, when I said pour something warm on it, I didn't mean you piss.
Hey, it worked. Well, it worked, didn't it, Dwibs?
No, don't want to touch the lock after that.
It's like at the end of the Portuguese movie we watched, Dwibs, where in order to put out the fire, Tony pissed on Zizzy. And like I said, hey, it worked, didn't it? But anyway. Yeah, and now it's winter again, which means much like the first Last of Us, the story takes place over the course of a year.
Nice.
I can't feel my fingers.
All right.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Here? It's the middle
Aw.
of winter.
Hmm?
Hugo should have found you.
Rock foils.
Cute.
Okay, so saxifrage, also known as stonebreaker, is often found in cold, mountainous environments, seeping into rock crevices to avoid the frost. It symbolizes inevitability in the form of despair. Get it? The nickname comes from the fact that it was considered a means of dissolving kidney stones. Oh, exactly what I need. Okay, thank you.
Oh, are these? I take it these flowers are just for show. They don't grant you powers or anything.
Yeah, I guess people didn't discover that lemon juice was a good for kidney stones, so they had to resort to this flower. I'm sorry, Dave, could you repeat that?
I was just gonna say the flowers don't give you powers; they're just for show.
No, they're just collectibles for the sake of world building.
Hours.
Well, I mean, considering the game considering it involves you collecting flowers, I thought it'd be like, oh, the flowers give you special powers, like the red one gives you fire or something.
Mm-hmm. It's a good. Actually, that's a good segue. Might as well. I don't think I've actually touched upon it. Oh, potatoes. Oh, apples rather. Sorry, the lighting.
Hugo would have made himself sick with them.
Indeed. Might as well bring that up. The game actually does also really good executes the whole get collectibles for some world building mechanic to it. Because remember, as we saw in Rise Son of Rome, it's so easy to screw that up, where in Rise Son of Rome, they would just give you fucking reams of text to read. But in here, they keep things short and to the point. Like, it still feels informative and worth collecting, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like the developers are rambling at you, with pointless trivia. So... All right. So, yeah, we know how Lucas is. Let's see if we can find Roderick or the twins. Oh, speak of them.
Hello, Amicia.
Hey. Sorry.
Hey.
Am I interrupting?
No. Arthur was just saying he wants to leave. Again.
Come on! I want us to stay alive, that's all. Like we've always done.
Listen. It'll be dark soon and we have to light the fires. Can you help me, Arthur?
Go on. Try not to annoy the hell out of her.
Why would I do that?
Because you're a pain in the ass, that's why.
Oh, Lucas needs help with his chest.
Yeah, right. He just wants to see me, that's all.
So I'm assuming Arthur's mechanics work similar to Millie's.
I'll get back to you on that, Jova. For now, let's just hold on to that thought. For now, let's take care of. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna first look to see if I can find Roderick, and not to mention, yeah, when did I get this core before? Huh. Like again, remember, this has been a year since I recorded this, so I don't remember what my thought process was. Maybe I didn't notice it. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else to upgrade. All right. Okay. So might as well mention that. Don't worry, Joe. I didn't forget what you asked. But the point is, I also a little pro tip. Make sure you have a good amount of ammo, and make sure to upgrade stuff because there's an upcoming boss battle right after we finish this particular quiet sequence.
Ooh. I think that may be our second boss battle in this entire game, because I think we've only had the one so far.
Don't worry, Jova. That's what the climax is for.
I guess as
what,
far
a
as like
boss rush?
quote-unquote real boss fights.
Not a boss rush, Jova, but the final boss of this game, the final boss battle of this game is so freaking over the top that it completely makes up for like 5 bosses on itself.
Rat monster.
No. For even though some people will, even though there are a certain group of people that particularly would think the game goes a bit overboard with the supernatural aspect, it still feels it's not like the fucking rat monster from Last of Us Part 2, which literally feels so out of place. Like again.
Oh, yes, the Rat King.
The Rat King. That's it. Like it's just again that would be fine in a Resident Evil game, Neil, but this is not a Resident Evil game, in case you forgot. But anyway, not to rag on that, and check out playthrough for more detail if you want. What was I going with this? Actually, that gives me a good while Amicia and Arthur are taking care of the lights. Job already voiced his thoughts on this particular topic in the previous part, so might as well go turn to Dwebs next. Okay, Dwebs. What do you think of the way this game has handled the supernatural element so far? You know, Hugo being able to control the rats with his mind and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about it?
Roderick method. Random, but effective.
I think Twibs is still bird.
Oh, okay. In that case, Shira, if you don't mind.
Alright, pretty much the same as Jova. I do understand why people might have an issue because, you know, the plague was a very real thing. It was a disaster, to say the least, and people might find this take a little disrespectful. At the same time, I think, at least for me, from the scene where the dog was like pulled into the ground, I kind of got supernatural vibes from that, like as early as that. So I think the game was already, you know, drawing a line at what it was trying to do early enough. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know when other people first picked up that this would be a bit more, you know, outlandish than, you know, the literal plague. But yeah, I think the game showcased, like, well, hinted at it early enough that I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. And it's not, as you said, ridiculously over the top, because when I said rat monster, I was expecting you see the episode of Family Guy where Joe forms a wheelchair tron thing? That's what I was thinking would happen because we already saw the rat tornadoes. It's like,
sure.
Doesn't go that far. I do think that would be too ridiculous.
Like I said before, Shiroi, the rat tornadoes are only going to get bigger. Trust me, we haven't gotten to the most over the top shit yet.
Yeah, but I still think that what I just suggested would be still too ridiculous. So I think the game does keep things, reasonable enough, even with the supernatural elements. So, but I do understand the general complaint. But, yeah.
I suppose one could say that the rat tornadoes are a little crazy and whatnot, but even still, rat mob mentality, that is sometimes a thing you do see in real life. Granted, it's not often to the point where rats will instantly nibble you down to the bone like that, but, again...
It's brought to its logical extreme, I think.
Sure.
Pretty much, yes.
I agree with that as well. Speaking as a European whose country actually was one of the primary, biggest casualties of that plague, it was Portugal, Spain, France, and I think Germany to an extent. I'm not sure about the UK though, because the UK, remember, the UK there's a whole sea separating the UK from the rest of Europe. So I think the UK was mostly fine when it comes to the plague. Again, I don't quote that on me though, because I'm not an historian, so I might be wrong on that.
There might have been some cases inadvertently transferred from boat travel.
Probably. I'm not really the right person to, but I'm guessing on basic, layman understanding of these things that maybe the UK was relatively fine compared to other countries in Europe. But speaking as an European, and remember, this is a game made by French people, and France was one of the primary casualties of the plague. Honestly, speaking as a European, as part of that group of countries who was devastated by the plague, honestly, I don't... Okay, for the record, sure, to address your disrespectful thing, I never saw anyone claim it was disrespectful. I just... what I've seen is people roll their eyes at the whole thing, not so much think that it's disrespectful.
Oh, well, again, that I agree with, because, again, how early I personally clocked this going in a supernatural way, because there's the plague and then there's a dog being yanked underground by some kind of monster kind of thing that we haven't seen yet. So
hold on, a cutscene. I'll continue later.
Something wrong?
Oh, that can't be good.
The ground's shaking. Is that wrong enough?
Not just that. There's my DualSense is shaking like mad right now.
Are they literally multiplying?
Well, we've already established, Joe, that even though they're not as fast as rabbits, rats can multiply very quickly.
Yes, but usually not that quickly to the point where they could literally fill up that hole, and now they literally guttered out the flames.
Well, shit.
I think it's time we move. Are you sure getting inside will help you? Again, these rats now overcame the flames.
Amicia's
and also they got out of the holes they were in.
Amicia is just trying to get him to safety while she tries something. But
seriously now, that was full on magic or something.
Yeah.
They had to have been multiplying.
That's why I was saying, Jova, as faster as we get to the ending, the supernatural elements get more and more pronounced.
Okay, I will admit, now it does feel like they're piling up on each other, but hey, maybe there is some rhyme to the reason here.
Oh, there is. It's mostly... there is actually. There's actually a good reason why this is happening. Whether you accept it or not, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, to continue my earlier point, honestly, as a Portuguese man myself, who my country was one of the primary casualties, honestly, I don't really see it. The whole disrespectful argument, again, I never saw that, but on the assumption that there is one, because Shira did bring up that possibility, I don't really see it as disrespectful, because the game treats the plague with the seriousness that it does deserve. Yes, it does take artistic liberty and throw some supernatural stuff into it, but I don't see that as disrespectful, honestly. I feel like it's just one of those cases where it's just not really.
Yeah, it's not like they made a serious game set in Nazi Germany, whereas serious all throughout. Yet they portray Hitler as a cloud or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Reduce, in an otherwise serious game. I think turning Hitler into a cartoon character.
Sure.
Like Kyle, honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
Well, okay. To be fair, that was meant to be a comedy to begin with.
It
So
was just a shit comedy.
yeah.
Anyway,
But let me just finish real quick. Now, honestly, like I said, I agree with Shira. This feels like a logical next step based on what the game has been doing up until this point. So honestly, I'm fine with it. But again, like I said, like you guys already know, I am very tolerant towards this kind of stuff. So this was a very easy thing for me anyway. Dibs. Now, on the other hand, Dibs, we know that you sometimes get to be a bit more particular about this stuff than us. So, let me ask you, what do you think about the way the game has been handling its supernatural elements so far?
I mean, there's nothing that's been pissing me off or anything.
Okay.
It's just, I suppose the only way it could really just kind of go over the top is if, like, at the end of the game, the final boss is like a giant rat beast made out of rats.
It doesn't go that far. But I can tell that the final boss battle goes big. Not in the way that you just said, but it does go big. Well, I'll let you be the judge of it when we get to it. Yeah. All right.
By the way,
Yes. Sorry. Go on.
I did a little bit of reading in the background, and the plague killed around a quarter of London's then population.
Oh, there you go then.
Despite typing in UK, I got pretty much everything was about England, so I don't really know how it affected the UK as a whole. But yeah.
Any word on Wales?
No, like literally everything came up about England, even though I typed in UK.
Okay,
so
so
I guess I'm talking about England then.
So England got affected, but I guess Ireland, Wales, and Scotland were safe.
Yeah, I'm going to assume based on that we were fine.
Unless what you read was one of those places that thinks the whole UK is England.
Yeah, that sadly tends to be a problem with a lot of
No,
these.
it was the population of London specifically that I brought up, not
right.
UK or England.
Sure.
But yeah, okay. If it did make it to even England, though, it probably is likely to believe that the rest of the UK was affected in some way, shape, or form. Because, like, here's the thing. Granted, while it seems like England didn't suffer as much as the country's inland, again, partially because they were surrounded by water, they still got ravaged.
Here we are.
Not as much, but still did.
Go ahead, Arthur. Oh crap.
Duly noted.
I can't go any faster.
Yeah, basically we have to protect Arthur while opening a path for him to come back, basically.
What are you waiting?
I'm trying to see if there's any other more rat tornadoes, as Shira calls them. Just to make sure. Because remember, like, rat tornado, Arthur can't do anything against those rat tornadoes on his own, so...
And yes, it did reach Wales, because, yes, that would be logical.
Okay. Alright. I do know that it was in Central Europe that it was the worst effect in terms of being affected, because, you know, like... It was not a good time for us Europeans, let's just put it that way.
Oh, I can understand that.
Okay. I mean, the Middle Ages on their own were already a shitty time, so the Black Plague was just the freaking, you know.
It's alright. Come on, let's go join the others.
Also, if we move the rats back into the hole, they're just going to keep multiplying.
Well, it's not like we can do much more, Shira.
I don't worry, guys. I know what to do. We have to find the head rat, and then when we kill him, all the rats will drop dead, because that's how things work.
And how do we find said head rat?
Go to the head rat's kingdom.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, go to We'll go to the place where rats were first discovered.
Cutscene.
Because the hierarchy is bound to be there. Then we kill the hierarchy, and then everyone will drop dead because reasons.
No. We have to get out of here.
The castle was made to resist.
Lucas, there were never so many before. This is not a simple infestation.
What the hell is it then?
They're mobilizing.
Oh, we have some guests, I see. Wait a minute. Who's that there with them?
Lord Nicholas and Hugo.
We do have a rat king.
Hey, Hugo! Nice new friend you got there.
Well, we already established that that's basically what Hugo is. So
So we have to kill Hugo then. Simple.
there's no way Amicia would do that.
No, she wouldn't. One of the others.
So yeah, it looks like over the course of the last month, Lord Nicholas has been probably putting very, very bad thoughts in Hugo's head. Remember,
I mean, I don't.
Remember, sorry,
judging by his face, I doubt he wants to do it, but it's more like they've got him by the leverage.
not just that. And remember, Hugo and Amicia separated on not the best terms because it was because of an argument. Hugo is a very impressionable 5-year-old, so
I wouldn't say that they've convinced him. Again, it's strictly that if he doesn't do what they say, Mom gets the axe.
There is that. What Jova says is also a good point. Yes.
There's also the fact that even though she's his sister, he has a much stronger bond with the mother.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Like I said, very well. Dwebs, they're just kids. I mean.
Well, game over then.
I mean, Nicholas is a very experienced knight. Like, there's no. I mean, there are a lot of them, but they're just kids still. They're not
So there
experienced.
you go. Basically, kill her, or he'll kill his mother.
Kill her, child. And maybe Vitalis will keep you by his side.
Step back to escape from Nicholas.
Go on, child. She means nothing to you now.
I've been looking for you everywhere.
What are you waiting for? Cross the damn threshold, carrier.
Don't listen to him, Hugo.
Enough. I'll let your rats have her.
Don't touch him, you bastard!
Bastard. He gave himself up because you betrayed him.
That's a
Thanks to him,
bold-faced
Vitalis
lie.
will soon be the sole carrier of the macula.
What? No! Hugo is the only carrier!
Once. His blood now flows through the veins of the Grand Inquisitor.
Arthur, no! Die!
What the shit? Ah!
Andy.
Thanks, Arthur.
We got that bastard!
He's about to get up and stab
Yeah, I
him,
don't
isn't
think that
he?
killed him.
That is a wonderful new trick there you got, Hugo.
Can you use it on the other guy?
Make sure he's dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, best make sure that he's dead.
Again, he's gonna rise out of the pile and stab Arthur, isn't he?
Hugo? Hugo! I just want to talk to you.
At this point, you can replace his dialogue with just the word "mommy" over and over.
Well, to be fair, he's 5.
Alright.
Honestly, Dwebs, trust me, he's still more interesting. Trust me, if you're gonna, I'm pretty confident you're gonna hate the kid in Life is Strange 2. But whatever, I don't want to go into a rant about that again.
Hugo! I was trying to protect you. Please! No! Lie to me!
Oh yeah, like they were gonna kill Amicia right there and then.
You did it.
Amicia.
You passed.
Wait.
As in the
So was he
threshold.
like
Yeah,
was he
behind
like
you.
under control?
Oh shit, no, like oh,
Oh my god, I called it!
there you go, Joe. But that's why I didn't answer your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that explains why he was so out of it. I guess they deliberately brought him here while he was going for the next threshold.
Hugo, you want to sick the rats on Nicholas?
By hugging him, she snapped them out of it, and there you go. Now that we have Hugo, we can use Imperium as a Amicia, obviously telling Hugo to do it. So now we have to use Imperium to get the rats to eat Nicholas. So here's the problem. Nicholas is a far smarter boss than the previous ones we've fought.
Again, I think only the previous one. I really don't recall any other bosses aside
Well,
from
yeah.
the first one we fought in the village.
True. Well, okay, we had that knight at the beginning of the game, you know, that guy was trying to kill us with the giant, whatever it's called.
I'm pretty sure that's the one boss we've had so far.
Was it? Well, okay. I guess you can check. No, it's more like a collection of mooks. You're right. Okay, so this is the second boss battle. Okay. Unlike, however, this Lord Nicholas is more than just a brute. He's actually pretty smart in terms of because again, we need to put down the fire so that our rats can move. Basically, problem is, Nicholas is not so dumb. He will relight those bonfires to protect himself over the course of the boss battle. There you go.
And we... Oh, okay. And I guess that's it for Nicholas.
Nope.
Wait, what?
He brought himself.
Okay.
He brought himself a fire sword to protect himself.
Where the hell did he light it?
He just did?
He just
Where did
did.
he get a fire sword from?
Maybe he didn't think they'd get this far.
The game is operating on rule of cool, Dwebs, at this point. But anyway. All right.
Hey, I allow rule of cool.
I love how even Amicia asks, how can he do that? That's cheating.
Yeah, Amicia is Dwebs.
Okay, well, Pedro, here's the thing. Rule of cool is cool and all, but sometimes, like what J.J. Abrams has been proving, you can overdo it.
Okay,
It's a sword on fire.
Okay, do not get me wrong. That is insanely cool. Yet I feel like that was something that they could have shown us that he had before this point.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, well, it kind of feels like the boss makers realized, oh, wait, crap. Like, unless we give him some reason to survive every time the rats, you know, are kind of pouncing on him. Yeah, really, it's just about sticking the rats on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like that was added just to make him a boss. And don't get me wrong, it's cool. I just feel like that's something that they could have hinted at a little bit better.
Yeah, there's been no hints to. There's been no hints to that. You know, you think, oh, I've done it. Oh, hang on, wait a minute, the game's cheating.
This is what I'm talking about. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people. Some people. While this game is very beloved in general, there is a percentage of people that think the game gets carried away with its supernatural stuff.
Again, I am definitely seeing where those people are coming from. In that regard, mind you, I don't think that it ruins the game for me so far. Like, no, the game's still fine overall. I do feel like, okay, I would not have minded these more supernatural things. It's just that I feel like the game could have maybe have done a bit of a better job easing us into it. Like, okay, to be fair, the whole Hugo being able to control rats thing, that is something that I feel that the game actually did do a good enough job building up to, because, you know, there was always something that the rats were getting aggressive around our particular characters here and there. And now it kind of does make sense. That's fine and fair. However, stuff like Nicholas just having a magic flame sword, and not only that, the rats multiplying, I guess the reason of that is because Hugo was able to summon more rats. I think. I'm not entirely sure. And like, if he could do that while he was against us, why can't he do it when he's working for us? Unless maybe they gave him some mystical mind control drugs or something. Again, it by no means wrecks the game, but it does start to raise quite a few questions. Now again, if this game will, no pun intended, cross the threshold of no return is yet to be seen.
Yeah. I'm personally cool. I'm personally okay. Again, what really makes the game in general for me is the overall themes and the overall characters. that the game does a really good job in making us care about. So honestly, at this point, I'm genuinely invested. So I'm willing to follow the game wherever it wants to go at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, I do feel like, for as over the top and weird as some of these new developments coming out of nowhere are, it doesn't feel like they absolutely derail the story and world that we've been building overall.
You can make an argument that maybe the developers really wanted some excuse to be able to have more elaborate boss battles, so that you can probably take advantage of the game's mechanics to and have a proper climatic end to the game, right? So
I guess if I do have one critique, now that you mention that, is that yes, there is a definite noticeable lack of boss fights. And I do wonder if that was either intentional by design or a case where they couldn't really come up with a lot of boss fights given how the gameplay works in this game.
There is also the thing we have to take notice that this game was at the time an unproven indie IP. So obviously they probably, and like I said, remember I already had my theory about how the transition between chapter 13 to chapter 14 probably there had some cuts there. Again, not to mention, based on the promotion we've seen so far, the sequel seems to be much more focused on combat compared to this one. So it does seem like the sequel is going to be probably having a lot more boss battles in comparison to this one, if that helps you.
Yeah, this game is a lot more elaborate in general, probably because this game was the success, so they have the money to work with next time around.
Okay, now he's turning himself on fire.
He's turning himself into the human torch.
So, again, like, is Nicholas actually a demon from hell or something, and that's how he can do this? Again, don't get me wrong, it's cool. However, if you want me to go in this with a logical story lore reason, hell if I know.
Alright,
He's the human torch. That's the best I can come up with.
the OG Human Torch.
Go ahead, Shirai.
Okay, I can, get how we got here in terms of this fight, because, earlier we did see, when he was, relighting the sword, his whole heckin' arm was on fire as well. Like, he slowly started to catch more and more on fire, and then we jumped to this. So I understand how it happened, but okay, now I think, okay, rule of cool with the fire sword on its own, but how did he get like this?
Yeah. Again,
this is where I have to ask.
Yeah, again, it's like I said before, sometimes it feels like the game's cheating.
You can tell. Sorry.
And if the game decides to cheat, well, then I feel like I can cheat.
Well, I feel like this...
I'm not saying it's like Mega Man X6 bag or anything, but...
Let me put it like this. If he at least showed some pain to the fact that he's catching fire, like, maybe he's catching fire from his sword or whatnot, if he showed, maybe some reaction to that, I'd be fine with that. Again, the issue is mainly that, well, he's not even fazed by it. Now, maybe you could argue that's due to the stress, but again, I don't feel like he's wearing armor that really would justify him being able to be fine with the heat.
He's wearing metal armor even.
I really
would be hot in there.
I really get the feeling. Hold on. There you go.
Don't worry, I'll use my fire again.
Not this time.
So I wonder, yeah, this does beg the question, what's stopping him from just lighting himself again like he did the last few times?
He dropped it.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, like Joe predicted, Arthur didn't make it.
One sibling dies.
Yeah.
And guess what? Melee swears revenge, and yeah, hold on.
I'll burn that fucking banner!
You'll never make it.
What about you? You're just gonna stand there? Just wake up! Look!
You don't know what you're saying.
I do know we're getting killed! One by one! They got my brother! Your father! Yours! There's nothing left! Nothing!
Hey, at least we got the rats to keep us company. It's not all bad.
Alas, just like in our current life, Arthur has been cancelled.
Against an arm.
I think there are a lot more.
Yeah, there are a lot more of us now.
Has he
Although from what I hear, Dweebs, your country has a legend that King Arthur will return in your country's darkest time of need.
So where is he then?
Changes a lot of things.
It's not your darkest time yet.
Isn't it?
Well, bloody
No.
hell then. Wow.
Alright, so yeah.
We can stop him.
It's like in the Transformers movie where Ultra Magnus tries to use the Matrix of
To
Leadership.
the death.
It's a sign to show that for as dark as things are, when he tries to use it then, it still is gonna get worse before it's their darkest hour.
So yeah,
Speaking of which,
so yeah, ladies and
things are
gentlemen.
darkest before the dawn, so...
So yeah, ladies and
Pedro, what's
gentlemen.
next?
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Our crew of characters has swore revenge against Vitalis. So we're going straight into the capital, straight into the library and the church, and kill Vitalis.
We're gonna go to his house and make him feel unsafe.
Oh yeah, that's totally what they're gonna do. Sure,
We're
right?
going to invade his
Hey,
safe
hey,
space.
hey! At this point, he asked for it. Let's
Yes.
not. Anyway.
Keep in mind, even the church is probably
Let
going
me-
to go, it's out of my hands at this point because they clearly don't actually like
Yeah,
this
remember.
guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, just to add my 2 cents before we finish this part. I get the feeling the developers got to this point and they got incredibly enthusiastic. Holy crap! Look at that. We can have this. We can have Nicholas have a fire sword and he can be on fire. And it's so cool for visual potency. It looks so frightening with those flames on. You can tell that there's a lot of enthusiasm. And yeah, like you guys have said, they probably got a bit too enthusiastic, maybe. With
You know what's sad, honestly? There's a very easy way to fix this. Just say that, their alchemists or whatnot made a certain fire threshold or something for
That's something I
Nicholas.
was gonna suggest. Like maybe they forced their mother to make something for them.
Yeah, something like that. Like, I mean, again, it might have been a bit eye-roll-worthy, but at least we'd have a reason. Like, again, for the very least, at least we have something of a reason for why things are getting crazy. Nicholas suddenly turning on fire, though, unless the game later gives a reason for that,
No.
that literally just comes out of nowhere.
You can tell that the developers really wanted a cool boss battle. You know?
Do not get me wrong, that was flipping cool, but once the awesomeness of it, kind of wears down, you're just left wondering, what?
Oh well. Tune in next time, everybody. We'll run towards the capital with our rat army.
Have fun storming the castle, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.